Hello, friends. Today we're going to look at a very famous and beautiful story from the Bible. It is a story about a celebration, a big problem, and an amazing miracle that changed everything. A long time ago, a wonderful wedding was taking place in a village called Cana. Jesus was invited to this wedding along with his closest friends and followers. Jesus' mother, Mary, was also there to enjoy the happy day with the family. His disciples were excited to celebrate and be a part of this special occasion. The music was playing, people were dancing, and the bride and groom were incredibly happy. Everyone was having a fantastic time, eating food and drinking together at the feast. But behind the S, a major problem was suddenly starting to happen in the kitchen. The servants looked inside the big storage containers and realized something terrible. Oh no, they had completely run out of wine for all of the wedding guests. In those days, running out of drinks at a wedding was a massive embarrassment for the family. The master of the feast was starting to worry about what they would do next. Mary noticed the panic and confusion among the busy servants working there. She knew exactly who could help in this stressful situation, so she walked over to her son. She quietly looked at Jesus and said, "They have no more wine left." Jesus looked back at his mother with a calm and gentle expression on his face. He told her that his time to show his true power to the world had not fully come yet. But Mary trusted Jesus completely and knew he would take care of the family. She turned to the worried servants and pointed right at Jesus. She told them a very important piece of advice. Do whatever he tells you to do. Nearby, there were 6 massive stone water jars sitting quietly against the wall. Jesus walked over to the jars and looked at the servants who were waiting for orders. He gave them a simple instruction. Fill these large stone jars with water. The servants didn't ask questions. They just quickly worked hard to carry water from the well. They poured and poured until the water reached the absolute top of every single jar. Now, all 6 giant jars were completely full of ordinary plain water. Then Jesus looked at them and calmly said, "Now scoop some out and take it to the master of the feast." The servants followed his command, even though it seemed like a very strange request. They dipped a cup into the giant stone jar to fetch a sample for the master. As they pulled the cup out, a wonderful miracle quietly happened. The water turned into wine. The servant carefully carried the freshly filled cup over to the master of the wedding. The master took a sip of the drink, having absolutely no idea where it had come from. His eyes went wide with total surprise, because the drink tasted absolutely incredible. It was not just regular wine, it was the most delicious drink he had ever tasted in his life. He immediately rushed over to find the groom to talk about this amazing surprise. He said, "Most people serve the best wine first, and the cheap wine later when guests are tired." But he smiled and exclaimed, "You have saved the very best wine until now." The disciples stood by and watched this happen, realizing exactly what Jesus had just done. This was the very first miracle or sign that Jesus performed during his time on earth. Because of this quiet miracle, the wedding celebration was completely saved from disaster. The bride and groom were happy, and the family was spared from a very embarrassing situation. Jesus showed his incredible kindness by helping out with a normal human problem. When the disciples saw this amazing power, their faith in Jesus grew so much stronger. They realized that Jesus wasn't just a regular teacher. He had divine authority over nature. This simple story shows us that Jesus cares deeply about our everyday lives and joy. He can take our empty situations and turn them into something beautiful and full. Thank you so much for watching this story with me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time for more simple and inspiring stories. Bye-bye.